Hello and welcome. Thank you so much for joining me for this week's weekly psychic reading. I'm Erin Lee, and you can find the rest of my readings on my website, VancouverIslandPsychic.com. And this week I'll be posting a new Choose Your Own Adventure crystal reading for the month of August. So if you have any one-off questions that you're needing a little extra guidance on, feel free to click the link here and check out that new reading. So this is the weekly psychic reading for July the 28th, Monday, July the 28th to Sunday, August the 3rd. I'm pretty sure I've got that date right. And all of that is in 2014. So this week we'll be using Doreen Virtue's Magical Messages from the Fairies Oracle card deck. And your crystal choices for the week are Moonstone, Malachite, and Jet. So again, that's Moonstone, Malachite, and Jet. I'll move these guys off to the side for the time being, and we'll give the cards a shuffle as we connect with our fairies. And I have to admit, it's been quite a while since I've used this card deck, but the fairies were popping up and saying that they wanted to come out and play today, so fairies it is. And we'll just ask our fairies, and we'll ask our angels and our guides as well, what messages they have for us for the coming week to help keep us balanced, healthy, centered, and strong as we move forward in a positive way along our life path. Alright, so the first card is for Monday and Tuesday, and the message that's coming up is ask for what you want. Let the universe and other people know what it is that you need. And this is really interesting because I was actually thinking about the fairies as I was pulling this deck for today, and fairies are fabulous manifestors. So if there is anything that you've been struggling with in your life and you've been in a place where you feel that you've been experiencing lack or want and things just aren't moving forward, then it could be it's because you haven't been clearly asking for what it is that you want and need. So for Monday and Tuesday this week, become really clear about what it is that you want, what it is that you need, and start putting your energy and your resources into that. And there's kind of a part of me that's saying as well with this that it's really important to keep it on a positive note as well. So when you're asking for something that you're wanting or needing, never have a qualifier on it saying that, oh, if only I could have this, or if only I could have that. Ask for it and have the expectation that it will come and that it will be there. And also be open to this manifesting and creating in a way that you couldn't possibly understand. So again, instead of saying that this is exactly what you're wanting and needing, perhaps you put out there, this is the problem that I'm experiencing, that I'm needing a resolution to, and be open to that resolving in some way that's even better than you could possibly imagine. Looking at Wednesday and Thursday, the message that's coming up is dietary change. Improve your diet and your life will also improve too. So for Wednesday and Thursday this week, it's going to be really important that we're paying attention to what it is that we're eating and we're putting into our bodies. So really basic message around this is make sure that you're getting lots of water, you're getting lots of fruit and vegetables. If you've been thinking about making dietary changes and cleanses and moving into a vegetarian or into a vegan diet is also coming up for people too. Now is the time to really be starting to look at that and perhaps making a mid-year resolution to be making that change. But dietary stuff is really coming up as being important for this week, and now is the time to make a change. As you make change to your diet, it feels like you're going to experience greater levels of energy, your sleep is going to improve, exercise is going to improve, and there's also this feeling of releasing pain in your body as well. So really be paying attention to what you're eating, and if you have been thinking about making change, now is the time. Alright, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, you've got the power. Use your abilities to resolve the situation. You can do it. So this really is coming up as being a card of empowerment and encouraging you to see beyond what you might be experiencing. I have to admit, overall, it feels like this week is one where we're starting to see a bit of transformation and change, and where we're really kind of coming up and saying, hey, you know what? I can really make change in my life. I can really create change in my life. And if I'm not happy with something, then I'm going to resolve to make a change. And whatever way it is that that change may need to come about, whether it's dietary, whether it's changing your schedule or routine, or perhaps you're making a shift in who you're spending your time with or how you're allocating your resources and you're making sure that your priorities are being addressed, the message that's coming up is Friday, Saturday, Sunday is you have the power to do this. So take it on. You can do it. If you're having any difficulty with experiencing that, feeling that, or making those changes, call on your angels, call on the fairies, and ask them for help. And again, kind of going back into the message that we had at the beginning of the week is asking for what you want. If you have something you're having a hard time dealing with, put the problem out there and say, hey guys, I'm having a difficult time going through and sorting through this. I'm really wanting something else. I'm wanting something new. This is what I want to see happening in my life. How can you help me? I am open to receiving your help, your guidance, and then actually be open to receiving help around it. So there's a lot of empowerment that's coming up this week, and if you start to kind of make adjustments and changes, everything really starts to open up for you in a much, much larger way. All right, let's pull our crystals back. And if you have chosen Moonstone, the message that's coming up for you is your desire is within reach. Have faith as everything is working in your favor, and it really feels like that's coming up for everybody this week, but particularly if you've chosen Moonstone. So whatever it is that you've been working on, oh, hold on a second, we're skipping past that. The releasing work that you did last week was fabulous and really powerful, and your fairies and your angels are coming in and saying, hey, that's a really great job. Know that everything that you have been working on so far the last, couple of months, everything really is kind of coming together. So don't give up before the miracle happens. Things are falling into place. Moonstone is a crystal that is really strongly associated with the moon cycles, but also with intuition, particularly woman's intuition. So really pay attention to the messages that are coming up for you this week, because it feels like there are some gentle adjustments that you're going to be making to help bring whatever it is that you've been working on into fruition and bringing that into place. So know that everything is starting to fall into place for you, and just to keep going at it. If you've chosen Oh, I love this. If you've chosen Malachite, the message that's coming up is everything's okay. Don't worry. It's all working out beautifully in a beautiful way. And it's really interesting because that's kind of the message that's come up for the people who chose Moonstone too. So if you've chosen Malachite, know that everything really is falling into place. One of the things that's coming up here is that it feels like it's important to just kind of take a step back. Let things fall into place. Now isn't the time to be stressing about things, to be pushing and to be worrying. Just let it go. Take a breath and relax in the knowledge that everything is coming in together. I'm really drawn to the crystal Malachite that you've chosen as well. Malachite is a fabulous heart healing stone, and so it feels like a lot of the things that you've perhaps been dealing with recently have been on more of an emotional level. Know that you have resolved those, and anything that may have been blocking you from creating what you're wanting on an emotional level has been taken care of, or is in the process of being taken care of, and is what is going to allow everything to start falling into place. So there's a lot of magic that's coming up for you this week. The most important thing for you to do is to breathe, relax, and enjoy the rest of the process. All right. And if you have chosen Jet, the message that's coming up for you is perfect timing. This is the right time for you to move forward. So there's lots of energy coming up for you guys this week in terms of taking the next step. So there's a lot of forward movement, forward momentum. I'm kind of getting the message that it's really important that you're not pushing or trying to force things to happen, but more that you're following the opportunities as they present themselves to take you to the next step. But everything really is coming together, is coming into place. One thing to be aware of is Jet, the crystal that you've chosen for this week, is one that pulls out negativity. It's incredibly powerful. I love to use it in my Reiki sessions. If I've come across an area where there's a lot of stagnant energy and things just aren't moving forward, you pull the Jet out and it just sucks any of the blockages out. So if you've been experiencing blockages, take a look into finding a piece of Jet if you don't already have one. They tend to be fairly inexpensive at your local rock and gem shop, and they're also really powerful to use with citrine because that keeps the energy flowing and going. But know that everything really is falling into place, and there's this feeling of divine order as well. So even if it doesn't appear that everything is falling into place, know that things are happening behind the scenes on the back end to really solidify things for you. I'd like to thank you so much for joining me for this week's weekly psychic reading. I'm Erin Lee, and you can find the rest of my readings on my website, VancouverIslandPsychic.com. And also this month's Choose Your Own Adventure crystal reading. There will be a new one that's posted this week. I'll put the link up on the video here for you too. Again, thank you so much for joining me. Wishing you a fabulous week.